not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. You know, that's not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. With these hormones. You know, that's not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. You know, that's not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. With these hormones. You know, that's not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. You know, that's not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. Shit. You know, that's not shit. You know, that's not shit compared to a crack-smoking river otter. Shit. You know, that's not shit. Something I'd like to talk about, actually. Well, yeah, I'm just saying. You know, crack-smoking river otter. Crack-smoking river otter. Shit. You know, that's not shit. Something I'd like to talk about, actually. Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Crack-smoking river otter. Crack-smoking river otter. Shit. You know, that's not shit. Something I'd like to talk about, actually. Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Crack-smoking river otter. Crack-smoking river otter. Shit. You know, that's not shit. Something I'd like to talk about, actually. Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
These telememory tapes will introduce you to the... telememory tapes like I picked the wrong week.
Crack-smoking river otter. River otter.
know what you did, Marvin. Gone on the business. Hospitality. Thank you, General David, for your kind introduction and the hospitality. I don't know what
Is it time for the show?
I also want to recognize the leadership of Senior SEO Command Sergeant David for Major Marvin Hill. I don't know.
Is it time for the show?
I also want to recognize the leadership of Senior SEO Command Sergeant David for Major Marvin Hill. I don't know.
For the show?
I also want to recognize the leadership of Senior SEO Command Sergeant David for Major Marvin.
Oh, hey, and welcome. It's another episode of Time for the Show. It's your old pal, Dr. Fox, reporting to you live from Hypercube Subbasement 27, deep in the heart of the future capital of America's California, Orlando, Florida. And it is just a wacky diddly, scrum diddly ipsious, no copyright infringement intended on that, evening here at the Hypercube as we bring you Time for the Show Relay 198. I'm excited about it because I can hear myself in the monitors tonight. So now we know that we're not just rootin' tootin', we're bootin' scootin'. And I wouldn't want to get my lemon lime pine saw mixed in with the aged varnish of Southern Utah wooden square dancing arena. It's not just a floor, it's a zone for combat. Here's Reverend Pease. Say hi, Pease. How you doing tonight? That's good. Good stuff. And filling in for Fidd Chewley's step-uncle training service, I told Subject T Change to jump in here. I don't know if he's here or not. I don't know. Maybe I can't hear anybody. Maybe everybody's muted. You talking, Pease? I can't hear you. It's one of those shows, you know, you do the show, you show up early, you do the mix sound check, you're like, hey, I think I know what's going on around here. And look at, and like stuff's not showing up. It's one of those nights. It's one of those nights. Pease, don't you agree?
I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything?
I'm trying to be here, but I'm having issues.
All right, well,
Is
I
it
can hear that.
one of those hypercom nights? You boys not plugged in?
No,
There,
I'm
I can
hearing
hear.
something.
There you are. All right, let's. Oh yeah, as you might be able to tell, I'm also running the production booth while standing up here. I found that it is really difficult to host the show and produce the show at the same time, and I've made it increasingly difficult by actually separating out my performance area and my duties area on the other side of the room. So I'm just pulling it in here. It's been a couple of weeks, and I don't know about y'all fellas, But absolutely nothing of interest has happened in the least. Wouldn't you say so?
No, I wouldn't. I've had incredibly interesting things happen to me.
Oh, I thought you said no, you wouldn't say interesting things happened at all, but you're going to contradict me?
Yeah, I'm going to say that the interesting things did happen because how I interpreted the message that you just relayed was that nothing interesting had happened in the last couple of weeks, and I beg to differ. Now, if you're saying interesting things did happen, then I concur wholeheartedly. Absolutely interesting things are afoot.
Yeah? You got a powder for that?
Something the doctor wrote up for me. I got to get it. I got to get it from a special pharmacy.
Well, you know, normally we have all the bits and the gigaws to run through, like Cube News and the Mail and Truthache and the Proving Grounds at the end. And I thought tonight we just play Is It a Band for 3 hours. What are your feelings on that?
We maybe should have just not done show if we're going to do Is It a Band the whole hour.
The whole hour? No, I was thinking about making a special extravaganza.
Yeah.
It's what the
My
kids love.
votes will be after the first hour. My
Yeah.
next 2 hours of Is It a Band votes will be no, it's not a band.
You're just gonna get them. Get them in the can now, right?
Yep. If it's between 8 Pacific Standard Time or Daylight Time and 10 Pacific Daylight Time, then my answer is it's not a band. And you know, I've retired from Is It a Band because I felt that the league commissioner
I was just about to
had
say
been
that, like,
poisoned.
you had issues with the league, didn't you?
Yep. The league commissioner had turned the classic sport, the beloved national pastime of the Hypercube, into a WWE/F parody with obvious match fixing and at the expense of the P's, I might add, too.
Well, I mean, you know, in the ring, I guess you were the heel. You know, you
Well,
were like Jake the Snake Roberts, and Fidd Chewley and I were like
Highly misunderstood wrestler.
he was like Fidd Chewley was like Macho Man, in like a weird inverse capacity, and I
Only
was
because he loved Slim Jims so much.
Sting. Can I be Sting from the Police? He was my favorite wrestler.
I want to be old Undertaker when he still had cool.
What the fuck is going on this show? What is going on? What is happening now? What am I hearing in my cans?
I don't know. What are you hearing? It's
Who the hell is that on my radio station? Introduce yourself. And interloper. Cohen.
a Cohen.
A Cohen, an interloper. You know what a Cohen is, right, dude? That's
Yeah, I
like
thought
a
you'd like
fucking...
good directors. That's what they are.
No. A Cohen is a sneak and an interloper trying to find out Masonic secrets. And I suspect
I thought it's
we have
like
just such an individual on air right now, Cohen and us as we speak.
I thought that's what witches live in.
No.
What is the secret password to enter this lodge of inequity?
Yeah, say it out on the air.
Well, like, do it in a private chat.
Slide into my DMs
yeah,
with your
good point, Dr. Fox.
secret
Good
passwords.
Point. Yep, good point. Don't give out the secret password.
Do
I'm sure he doesn't know it because he's a Cohen and an interloper and an eavesdropper.
I didn't mean to drop any eaves. I'm just trying to find out what's going on. I thought, is it a band? Is Cohen a band?
I don't even know. It's
Leonard.
Cohen. Cowen. Who is this? Identify yourself. It's
That's,
a Canadian law.
That's Canadian correspondent Fidd Chewley from the Alps.
This is outrageous. I
Reporting from the
thought I
Alps
was
in
the one
Canada.
that did the correspondence.
Well, you know,
Jim Macon will not stand for this, nor will European.
When is that? When I'm the only one that ever stands on this show.
That's because you're trying to get your Fitbit numbers in.
It's whatever brings these corn syrup tits back down. I'm like a Flux Armstrong made out of.
I feel you're very
cheese.
nonplussed.
Oh,
at
Aster
the
6
fact
is
that
here.
There's an interloper.
Hey,
Aster 6.
we're doing the show. Oh, you're gonna have to
Aster
pass in front of a
6.
camera.
Aster
to
6.
get to your
There's an
seat.
interloper, a Cohen eavesdropper in the show.
She doesn't like to be on camera. She hides over in
I'm
the
not
producer's
pretty,
nest.
there no eaves have been dropped. Your secrets are safe with me.
Listen, what are you
Like
gonna
a
call
window-
yourself?
Like a
Are you
window
gonna
eaves? Is that
Are
what
you
it
gonna
is?
push the T
That you're
change?
outside of a
Or are you
Windows
gonna go
Eve?
with subject 2?
You can hear them?
What you gonna introduce yourself as?
Ah,
That's the
That's
literal.
I never put that together. I don't do that kind
It's
of
a
stuff on this
very
show.
old phrase. I think it's like Shakespearean.
I don't learn a lot
Cohen?
intentionally.
The T doesn't stand for two. That's the 5th time you've gotten that wrong.
I know. That's you say I've got it wrong. It's whatever I want it to be in my world.
Tell me about
Well,
Pease's
Well,
world.
in your world, who are you talking to right now?
I'm talking to subject T, subject 2. And I don't understand how he's in the secret fraternal order of disposable co-hosts. I don't know when that meeting was, and I'm a little remiffed at Fox Rutenberg, Caller 23, Fidd Chewley, and all the other and Galpod, Cosmac. You know, this show has a more third host than Carter's got pills.
Jimmy Carter?
Well, it's important to have guests. You can't just have the same 2 chuckleheads.
Oh,
Plus, he's like
Oh, are
97
you a
years old.
guest?
He needs a lot of pills.
are you a guest? I'm never mind. Never
Based on
mind.
how you're treating me, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
Well, I
sounds
didn't
sounds
know.
like you're a
I didn't know.
host.
Listen, I didn't know you were invited. I didn't know you were a guest. I'm thinking that I'm getting home invaded by some Cambodian,
No, we
Cambodian.
already had an interview show with Subject to Change, didn't we?
Well, you,
Like,
right?
he's been-
so
he's
it'd
been
be
a
odd
guest.
for him to be a guest again.
Well,
That's
I
what
think
led me to
he's
believe he
beyond
might
guest
be-
at this point. Once you invite somebody back, they're not a guest. They're a co-conspirator at that point.
I was concerned it might be that notorious Asian criminal, Cambodian.
Yeah. What's she been up to?
Man, jewel thieving. Things that Cam likes doing.
Does she have an
Yeah.
OnlyFans? Like cam to cam.
Yeah, but
with
it's
Cam?
only for
I
a
want a
short
cam
time.
to cam with Cam Peas. And I want her to
It's
pee
only
in
a
the pie
a
pan.
short
That's what
time.
I want, Peas. I want Cam
I
on
guess
Cam to
I-
pee into the pie pan, Peas.
Yeah.
If you could please
I guess
ask
European
Cambodia
won't give her
to
her
please pee
passport
into the
back,
pie
though.
pan, so I can watch Cam on Cam when we're doing Cam to Cam, the pee in the pie pan, because it's the percussive nature. It's the percussive sound, the sound of the urine striking the plate
pee
of
sound.
the pie pan with the peas. That's what it's about. Don't kink shame me.
I don't
ASMR
like
is
that
my
kind of
fetish.
talk.
And that stands for automatic scrotal reduction mechanism.
Is dry jeeping like ordering your Earl Grey tea hot?
I drink jasmine tea like a man, okay?
That stings.
You ever had sleepy time? It's really
Don't
great.
emasculate
Nope.
like my floral
I've
teas of choice.
I've already explained to you that I'm a jasmine tea drinker, like all real men. All
Jazzman
adventurers
tea
drink
drinker.
jasmine tea.
So it's like
Are-
you like just brew a cup of coffee and then like pour a teenth into it.
No, it's a special. First of all, I get hand rolled jasmine balls tea. Okay, it's not your regular bullshit oh, I'm at Wendy's. Let me give me some jasmine tea.
Because I don't want
This
a
is some
machine to
heavy
handle
duty.
my balls.
This is the kind of shit that Jimmy would serve Jules in Pulp Fiction, except he gave him coffee. Like Jules would be like, "Damn, Jimmy, this is some kick-ass jasmine tea," and Jimmy'd be all like, "Hey, Julie, I know my fucking jasmine tea is fucking good. I fucking buy it. Do you see a sign outside my door that says Dead Nigger Storage? No, you don't, do you, Jules? You don't see that, do you, Jules? Because it doesn't. So don't come in here blowing smoke up my ass about my fine-ass jasmine fucking tea, Julie." Scene.
That
That's
joke was a
me
lot
quoting the
funnier
movie
after he got into the IT field.
Pulp Fiction,
Are
but
you-
in a
Is that a
different
book?
dimension where they
Are-
had
Jeez,
jasmine
did you read a
tea
book?
instead of some fine-ass coffee.
Is that a requirement to be in IT? Are you a Sigma male, Keys?
Do you know why I don't register URLs here? Did you see a sign on my door that says DNS registrar? Come on.
Oh, that's the part of the joke I forgot. God damn it.
That was the funny joke. That's the show we did when we weren't on the show.
It just
That was the post show.
Now it seems like I use that word gratuitously, using the guise of Pulp Fiction to do it. And I remember writing that joke earlier, drunk now. I think it's in the chat somewhere.
You wrote
where
that joke?
DNS,
You wrote Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Do you see a sign that says DNS on my front lawn? But so that's, if we do that joke again in the future, I'll try to remember that it's a domain naming structure system joke. Based on some real life IT adventures that I've had so many adventures, Fox. To ask me about my adventures.
To ask me or so ask you?
As it was in the former sentence.
In the latter incarnation of the introduction to this show.
Yes.
Oh. Well, nothing of interest has happened around here at all, right, Peas?
Wrong! I went camping.
Dry?
I did. It was drier than normal because there's no electricity at camp, and normally the bathrooms are lit up. But they've decided that no, people don't need lights when they defecate, so they broke the electricity. There's no Wi-Fi, but that's not important. That's not what's important. I got to spend some camping time rock hounding and adventuring with Hell Swami of the Satellite Weavers. Hell Swami of the Satellite Weavers.
Yeah.
One of the
I heard hanging
major
out with
illustrators.
him is the bomb.
One of the major illustrators in the Book of the Subgenius and other tomes of wisdom. And, you know, this is the funny thing. There's a lot, and Fidd Chewley has alluded to this in a conversation about the whole subgenius genre. And, you know, I know we're all hypercubists here. Some of us are actually subgeniuses, but for the most part, we live and breathe for the cube, or the sphere, or the pyramid of power, whichever one you subscribe to. You know, there's different schisms within our shit too, but I have found everybody that was like on the original crew, with the exception of Neslo, okay, is a super fucking awesome, approachable human being that I happen to have met a bunch of them, except for Neslo, who blocked me. And they're all super great people with these great scientific interests, and I really am stoked by that.
Winslow.
And then present company accepted, okay? Because the group of subgeniuses that I'm clutched with, and the Hypercube and the Supersphere and the Peas Pyramid of Power, they're all pretty good people too. But the rest of you subgeniuses, you fuckers need to step up. Because not only, I mean, some of you are great and you know who you are, but a lot of you, all you are is fucking whiny baby crybabies on Facebook. And I'm looking at these guys who made the book and pamphlet number 1, and they're like the salt of the earth. You need to step up your game, your niceness game, your funny game, saying something and then saying, if you can't take a joke, fuck it, and it wasn't funny to begin with, isn't like some kind of secret password to get into a radio show. You guys need to do better. As a generation, we need to do better if we want to do honor to the system
You
of
guys as a
belief
generation,
that we pretend to like.
need to do better.
That
What
was
generation
I
are
said
you
not
in? Are
you.
you one of the? Are you one of these gosh danged millennials, peas?
No, not you, not you. Subject. This is mostly directed to Subject T Change, and a couple of the other sub geniuses, hangers on,
Well, now-
NSA agents. Everyone knows Matt Fnord works for the CIA. Those guys should be doing more to bring a friendlier face to the church. And I don't know. I don't know. But
you
I
bring
had
a friendlier
great
face
weekend.
to the Church of the
Well-
Sub Genius. I mean,
Yeah.
Peas.
Yeah, like maybe we should do that Christian thing where we go, "Peace be with you," before we leave each
how
other.
is this not the friendliest face you've
Right.
ever seen?
Ever seen?
I mean, you don't need another friendly face, peas. When you got
Be
something
more like that
this at the front of the pack,
I don't
it
need
doesn't
Bob
matter how
on the-
many assholes he is. I mean, Bob is the head of a dog with 30,000 assholes, and they're all posting on Facebook.
Yep. I'm
So-
gonna leave Facebook.
I've
You gonna get
replaced
out?
all
I
in
think
my
so.
house with peas heads. I've replaced all my Dobbs heads with peas heads because, Peas is my pal. And one of these days, I'm going to convince him that he can trust me. You can trust me, Peas. I'm your friend, and we're going to be friends. And when you and I are friends, Peas, we are going to do friend games together. We're going to play Stratego. We're going to play Connect 4.
Wrestle.
And someday,
Dry
when you and I are
wrestling.
really close, we are going to play Crossfire to the music from the commercial. You and I together are going to do that, Peas. And stop resisting your feelings.
Well, let me tell you this. I will ponder upon the
Word.
Peas pyramid of power and reflect upon your proposal.
Yeah.
Will you tell me by the time it's my favorite part of the show what your decision is?
When I sense that it's truly your favorite part of the show, and
When it
only I will
brings us
know.
to my favorite part of the
that is.
show.
Not this time.
It's Cube News, all the news that's fit to Cube. And boy, howdy and a half do we have. We actually have like a list of things to go through because things
It's
are
blue.
just blowing up over here. First off, shout out to Rubik's Cube and their cool Don't Think t-shirts. You can see those on their Facebook page, which Peas is obviously their #1 fan. That's why he has the little butthole star next to his face. But Peas, you can go to the quad now. Peas is here because Peas supports everybody on Facebook and shares their posts all the time. Posting is Peas' favorite pastime. It's a pleasantry for Peas to pass those posts, to sync those shares. He's so good at it. So handsome of a performance artist and public relations manager. When it comes to publicly relating to your performances, pick Peas for your posts. You jackwagon. So yeah, I've started work on the Rubik's Cube music video, and
you couldn't let me have. You couldn't have me You couldn't let me have my little fucking tiny string of P words. You just couldn't let me have that, could you, Fox? You gotta just do 75 more than me. Ah!
I mean, it's 75 more than one. Okay, so wait, what do we have here? We got stuff for later on the show, but yeah, it's cross promotings. So I'll swing it over. I'll say to Aster 6 if you want to throw up the video feed here. We got. You can just hit the play button there, and the kids at home can hear a little bit of it. No, the actual play button. You can't. Yeah,
Got her
can't.
diapers for when she came over.
The
They
Ball
took care
Sugar
of her.
podcast.
these guys.
These guys
Like,
are.
these diapers, and
They,
he had, like, half a
you know,
pack of these
time of the show,
diapers
we
left.
attempt to be
So
funny,
you put
and
them on
these guys,
Craigslist
I don't even
to
think they
sell them.
attempt it.
What? Yeah.
And yet they're 10
I swear
times
to
funnier
God,
than
I
we
bet
are.
you, just
And
like, as a
you can
package, he's
constantly
like, they're
catch
like $40
Reverend
a pack.
Loch
They're
Ness
trying to get $10 for
and
these. They're like, just donate them or
as
something.
a constant guest over
And,
here
so
on the
these
Ball
kids
Sugar
started
podcast, and this is
calling
their
him and
last.
asking him
I
if
thought I had
they
it
could
queued
get
up
the
to where
diapers
Reverend
used,
Loch
which
Ness
I thought
lays
was
an
funny.
egg,
Like,
but
I'm
I
laughing
must
as
have
he's
moved
telling me this,
something.
and he's so
But
he's so,
definitely
like,
check out the Ball Sugar podcast.
They hurt
You can
my
go ahead and pause
feelings.
that.
about these kids
And,
calling him, and he
They
yeah,
got
it was
these
lined
kids
up. That's
arrested.
weird. Yeah, go to twitch.tv/ballsugar and make sure to catch their shows on Twitch. And they're looking for other platforms, which kind of ties into what I was going to talk about in a little bit. But while we've got it, tonight's intro music was from Caller 23's secret project, Abuse by Papa Wheeling. We actually have that tab up on number 3 there on the vid screen. And you got to hear that in wonderful Hypercube time loop control mode. So that was a special remix that we played at the intro. Normally we play Hazel of the Windmills music over the Don't Think visualizers. And you can always follow Hazel of the Windmills on YouTube.
A lot of people don't know this about Caller 23's album, though, but its uncredited production credit goes to Cambodian.
She made the tapes that they're printed on. And if you want to support independent farce, you can go over to illuminatedpaths.bandcamp.com. That's Joshua Rogers, friend of Hypercube. And not only that, you can... Oh, I meant to pull that up in a tab. You can actually get the Best of the Time for the Show collection on a collector's cassette tape. And do I even have one here? I think I took them all down to Fidd's because we're autographing them, which means I have to send a couple out to Pease to have him sign. But we do have new copies of Feast of the End Times available at illuminatedpaths.bandcamp.com, and the new Papa Wheelie album from 22 years ago, Abuse, secretly by Caller 23, and you can get that as a digital download, or you can get that as a cassette tape, limited run, and that's available now. And so thanks to Illuminated Paths. Joshua Rogers is actually going to be sending me some songs, and Illuminated Paths is going to be a sponsor for the next couple of months as we lead into things here. So we'll be playing selections from Illuminated Paths during our intermission. Today, when we get there, we'll play another song from the Abuse album. Today we open with Crack Smoking River Otter. So check out Papa Wheelie and Abuse and Rubik's Cube and Ball Sugar. So that's a lot of platforms, which leads me into my favorite part of the show. Asking both of our hosts what their favorite Caller 23 Papa Wheelie Abuse song is. Go!
That
You
one
can put your phone down now, Peace.
where Caller 23 is talking on it, and he's doing the lyrics and stuff, and there's like a beat, and that's a good one. I like it.
I like the one where it changes partway through and then changes.
Oh, that one's great.
That's
too.
a good
That
one.
was awesome
That's a good
also.
one, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had picked that one.
So we've got a first off.
They're gonna call that Musker from now
we
on.
got so I've been looking at a lot of different platforms. You know, I briefly talked to some of them Ball Sugar boys, or one of them, the other day, and they're on Twitch, and I was asking
Those
them.
guys.
I was asking those guys, fucking guys.
Yeah.
You know, why they
whatever.
were on Twitch, and they you know, were kind of like how I felt about like when we were on YouTube. Now, we've been broadcasting this show for almost 200 episodes every week on freethinkradio.com, except for the weeks that we forgot to click the on-air button. My bad. There we go. And we've been moving around and experimenting with different platforms for different things since then. When we were doing our audio-only podcast stream, Peas, you and I looked at the numbers for that a few months ago. Remember? And it was
Yes, we did.
There was about over the last year, 1,400 people had accessed the podcast feed, and it hasn't been updated in over a year. I stopped updating the podcast because everything is just instantly stored here on YouTube. And then when we went through the survey, I asked if anybody was even subscribed to the podcast. No one answered yes. So I'm not really sweating it.
Because they're worried Matt Ferg will track them that way.
Yeah, so we'll just let Google do it for them. And so we've been on YouTube for over a year now. I think we're about a year, 2 months in. And I record everything on here so we have at least an audio backup. Because dealing with YouTube, we've already had like 2 interesting instances that have come about. Incidents, we'll say. The first one was when Peas was telling people to inject piss and vinegar into their leg to cure COVID. And that entire episode, not just that section, but the entire episode was pulled down and was not visible by any user. And I had to appeal that, and that is why we now have the warning screen at the beginning. We know that what we're saying is absolute truth. There is no reason to ever disagree with us, except when we're fantastically handsome. That's it.
And we know,
the only reason
we know the show's not funny, but we have to say at the beginning of the show, hey, this is a comedy performance, and we might not even believe what we're saying, even though
we don't get
not
zucked.
Funny, and we believe everything that we say.
What was that phrase?
Is this not Fox News? I thought I was going to be on Hannity.
I mean, I'm right here. That's a 7.
That's probable.
That's
give him a number 2 as well.
Exactly what an NSA agent would say. That's exactly what an NSA agent would say.
Are you a host? You have to tell me if you're a host. That's the law.
Yeah. It's not, though.
So if I am,
we've been.
I am not possessed of that knowledge.
We've been on YouTube for a little bit, so we had that incident.
Are those good numbers?
That was which numbers? These?
The YouTube numbers, are they comparable to the?
Well, I mean, they're going up. So we've maintained.
What?
We've maintained
How's
and
that
actually
possible?
increased our audience on freethinkradio.com over the past 4 years. I believe it has been like a 33% average increase on listeners on our show, and overall, Free Think Radio, according to the statistics that I saw that I don't have up, but I'll bring those up for another show. I like doing the statistics and numbers show. I think basically
33%. Well, we should thank all 9
for
people.
our block, and like the station overall is like 300%, and that's thanks to everybody doing a show every day. And there's, we could go through that list, but as we're over here on YouTube, I'd like to remind folks that this is not a great platform. The second time we had an incident, we had a clip. We were talking about Jeremy DeWitt, J-Dog, my man, here on our Sovereign Citizen and Police Impersonation special. You might remember that from a few months ago, available on youtube.com/HypercubeGo. And we had a clip where the person we're talking about was on TV portraying a paramedic and on WWE, and he was performing this role because he's basically he's a crisis actor. You can hire him to pretend to be anybody you want. And that episode has been demonetized because of that clip from the WWE, and it was the WWE that enacted the flag on that video. And I appealed that because it was absolutely within the rights of fair use. We didn't broadcast the game, the performance. This is stuff happening at the end, and this is stuff that's already elsewhere on the internet. And we're talking about the person that's in this production doing what he's doing. And we still lost that one, so we actually have our it was not a copyright strike, but they did disable monetization. But it was a strike when it started. So I've been, trying to figure out how to play this game. If you remember the interview with Wobbly from Negative Land, also available at youtube.com/hypercubego, near the end of the show, he asked me, "What kind of music do you listen to?" And first off, the honest question is I don't really listen to music. I've listened to the same 7 albums since I was 7 years old. Music it puts shit in your head. It can change how you feel. I mean, look at the kids. Look at the kids. So yeah, I stay away from music. It's a drug. But when I have to listen to it, I end up listening to a bunch of royalty-free stuff and public domain crap and things that I can bring into the shows. And it's not fun. We can't do what we used to do on Free Think, just play whatever we want all the time, because it's a SoCan licensed radio station by Dr. Ellis and Martha Arthur. It's the best. But these guys, now down here on the taskbar, Aster 6, there's a clipping tool, which, by the way, plebes, if you don't WinKey Shift S to save your fucking screenshots, then you should WinKey Shift kill yourself. All right? And yeah, bring it up. There it is. Okay, so yeah, you can you might have to click the window and maybe Control Plus, or there's zoom up in the top right. So we'll bring this up, and you know what? Flash that. Yeah, get that up there. Keep it in the quad.
I want to talk about Pease's toys.
This is... I think Pease wants you to talk about Pease's toys. Is that your MTV collection, your Astro Man and your Residence Head?
This is a laser game. It shoots a laser beam
That's a
out
skeleton.
of its eye at the wall.
You have a Stretch Armstrong and a Nintendo.
I don't have a Stretch Armstrong. I didn't like Stretch Armstrong. That seemed like a stupid toy.
It's a wet
I feel
toy.
like the Poors got that. The Poors got that as a toy.
The cool kids got Vac Man. Or Stretch. Stretch
First of all,
Armstrong.
what do you
Fetch
do with
Armstrong's
Stretch
trusted
Armstrong?
canine
You
companion.
can't pose him. He's eternally like this fucking guy trying to take a shit. And even though you can stretch him way out, he immediately goes back to, you can't do anything with it. And I mean, it's amusing for about 4 minutes. And then that goes in the bottom of the pile of shit. Give me a G.I. Joe, motherfucker.
Oh, G.I. Joe is just Barbie for closets. Listen.
I'll even take out Action Jim. I even take a Big Jim over a fucking Stretch Armstrong.
Without
A
the
Fetch
male
Fargo.
involvement, okay? Stretch Armstrong.
Big Jim's a G.I. Joe for ghetto kids.
Stretch Armstrong is an American hero, not
Why?
G.I. Joe.
That's the problem with America. You think everybody in
that
America is a
is.
hero, even fucking Stretch Armstrong, and it's
Stretch
the
Armstrong
shittiest
is a
toy
hero.
ever made.
This.
Stretch
The
Armstrong.
shittiest toy
That's
ever made. So you're
fucking
saying
weak.
that you could get less entertainment out of a Stretch Armstrong than a Slinky?
Oh, Slinky amuses me for hours with the right set of stairs.
Yeah? How many stairs you got in your house?
3.
Yeah? So what's the average Slinky enjoyment that you could get out of that?
1.5 seconds.
It's not bad.
And that's
But if I was in Philadelphia, where that statue of Rocky is, I could play with a Slinky. You know what? I might not.
no,
be able
that's
to play
actually
all
a
day.
load because the
stairs-
statue of Rocky is at the bottom of the stairs.
Right.
That
But the other thing is those stairs are very
bullshit.
wide.
Complete bullshit.
And this slinky might not have enough momentum to go over the width of the stairs there. So on the surface, you know, places like the Natural Museum of Art or Natural History Museum in New York and stuff, on the surface those would seem like excellent slinky venues. But if you really think about the width of those marble stairs, the slinky wouldn't perform optimally there. What you really need is a series of really high and narrow stairs to maximize the slinky's potential. But even though you have to seek out that kind of entertainment to enjoy a slinky, it's still 6,000 times better than that plastic-filled piece of shit Stretch Armstrong that looks like he's taking a shit.
At least I don't have to be a fucking
So you're
nerd,
saying
but
yes to
stretch.
slinky.
What's the matter,
no
Subject
to
T?
stretch.
Did you spend $150 on eBay to buy a Stretch Armstrong mitt in the box, and now you're pissed that I don't like it?
Well, I mean, come on now, a slinky.
Take care of my shit.
When it comes to some of my favorite things in the world, like jeeping and tugging.
Your poor wife.
You don't fucking understand. Listen, you nerd.
She's
just
not poor,
because
she's got
you
a
have
job.
access to so many different kinds of stairs, and you can travel all the places with the cool museums, and you can fucking have 18 slinkies made of different metals and 2 metal slinkies derived from the technology.
Tensile strengths. Don't forget the tensile strengths. I got slinkies with different tensile strengths, motherfucker. I got plastic strength slinky. It's got no tensile strength. I got metal slinky. That's got some tensile strength. Don't be slopping out like you know all kinds of shit about slinkies.
How many
when you didn't
slinkies
even
you
mention
got?
The tensile strength.
I'm
of the
calling you
string
out,
and
Peas. What's
individual
your
types
what's
of
your
slinky.
slinky count? Like, what's your in-house slinky count? Go open up your safe, your slinky safe.
I don't have any slinkies.
You don't have any slinkies, but you have a Stretch Armstrong.
You're that nerd about slinkies, and you don't even have a slinky. I have a Stretch Armstrong.
Nope.
That's
what's sad. That's what's sad.
Yeah, you
have
want
a
to? Well, if you
shittier
want to talk about
toy.
tensile strength, Stretch Armstrong. That is the ideal toy for like the tugging enthusiast.
It's the
If
ideal
you try
toy for a
tugging on a
retarded
slinky,
kid that breaks
it just
things.
keeps on
It's
going.
the perfect toy for a retarded kid that breaks everything else.
Hey, what have you heard?
Stretch Armstrong or the slinky?
Listen.
They made a, here's the thing though, let's put our differences aside because we're all forgetting one important thing. It's that off
let's put our
year,
sums
1975, where Slinky made a Stretch Armstrong version where you could post him a little bit because part of his stretch was on the end of a sling.
That was the
And
Vac
it
Man,
didn't
dude.
sell a lot.
Did you not even Vac Man? Here, close that.
No,
here,
I don't.
Bring that down.
I don't know what a
Bring down that
Vac-Man
picture
is.
of that piece of shit and that other piece of shit, and then that composite of a piece of shit. Yeah, look up Vac Man. See if you can find the Vac Man commercial.
Oh, it looks like your DNS is working great.
Yeah, I got a sign outside.
Y'all want to have some jasmine tea?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and get another copyright strike. Bring it on. This is all right. So here we go. We're gonna put it up to the wall. All right.
Get ready for a back attack. Stretch Armstrong's arch enemy. The original Vac-Man is back.
You're
back him. Stretch
Yeah,
him,
look.
back him.
No matter how hard you pull on it, it goes back.
No, it doesn't. See?
Indestructible.
Oh!
That's Vac
Now,
Man.
this might be a toy. This might be a better toy.
Will this be the end of Stretch Armstrong?
It's an amazing. And then look at Stretch Armstrong. He's beautiful. He's
He
blonde.
looks like he's taking a
and
crap.
completely nude.
Perfect.
And why
Oh, is that
can't
the
he have
original?
a
Here, go
shirt?
to play the original. Was it Vac Man?
Stop, evildoers!
Stretch Armstrong,
Fucking
I
live action.
will destroy you.
Introducing Vac-Man, Stretch Armstrong's arch enemy. Use the super sucking
got a
vac
giant-
pump
There
to
he
turn
is.
him into a mutating
It makes him
monster.
more powerful.
Then stretch him to villainous proportions. He stays that way until you press his cybernetic button.
Oh, I'd
Will
buy
this
that
be
toy.
the end of
That-
Stretch
I bet you
Armstrong?
would. That is when it comes to dry tugging. Vac
Stay
Man
tuned.
is on the
Vac-Man,
attack.
Stretch Armstrong's arch enemy from Cat Toys. Who else?
Who else?
Now, why do you think that him and Stretch Armstrong didn't get along? Do they have a backstory why he's the arch enemy of Stretch Armstrong? Is it because Stretch Armstrong himself knows
Seeing that it was the
"Look, I can't
90s,
do
I
anything."
guarantee you that existed.
No,
But
it's really
but until then, I believe we're just going to have to build our own head cannons of our Vac-Man Stretch Armstrong / Lemon fiction.
I know the lore. I know the lore. It's really simple. So Stretch Armstrong, as Pease pointed out, when you stretch him out as far as you stretch him, he always goes right back. The reason Vac-Man is angry is because when you stretch out Vac-Man, he doesn't go right back. He needs to use a machine to assist him in coming back to his first state. He's jealous that
Like me in erections.
can do it without him.
Yeah, are you
Oh.
a Vac-Man or a Stretch Man?
Yeah.
And so he hates America.
A dry
Seem like-
Armstrong.
These seem like metaphors for erectile dysfunction. These seem like they're planting the seeds on how you deal with erectile dysfunction as you get older. Well, you can use this pump, or you can have this device that stretches you right back to where you were. What's it going to be, kids? You'll need to know in 40 years.
That's never gonna come.
As long as I get to hit the button in the valve, you get to hear the
You
valve
made a
escape.
joke! Still a shitty toy.
So no Stretch Armstrong, but you don't have any Slinkies.
No.
Even though you're acclaimed Slinky aficionado.
Nerd.
Okay, look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I do have 2 Slinkies.
Nerd.
They're very, very, very small Slinkies, and I put them in Carrot's veins so that her blood could go through it. So I did have some Slinkies, but now she's using them as shunts, which is kind of selfish. But she does let
You
me
gotta
play
hide
with
all
her
your
boobs
ballpoint pens.
when I do want to play with the Slinky. So because it's right there, kind of by the boob, so it kind of works out in the long run.
Nerd.
I get boob time, and she gets to live.
Nerd.
Stretch Armstrong having motherfucker.
Nerd.
I'm so proud of my Stretch Armstrong collection. Look, I've got a miniature one, super rare, only made in the Ukraine under the 1978 special license agreement with Disney.
But at least I'm not a nerd.
Who else?
And this one, if you'll notice, is a little paler shade of white because it's from Japan. It's also a rare one-off that they only did for a season. And this is my proudest piece. It's a knockoff called Limpy McGinky. And it does the same thing, except if you pull too hard on it, his hands will actually come off and a toxic fluid gets on your clothes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it all drips out of
They're all,
McGinty's
and just
liquor
so,
bottle.
I don't want people to get the wrong impression of Subject to Change's toy collection, but I want to make sure everybody, when I mention a toy, it's MIB.
Men in Black?
What?
Mint in box.
Oh.
Peasant. Mint in box.
I believe you.
These are
I believe,
investments. These are
Okay.
investments.
Wait, you know the term for that?
I
You
believe
are-
the correct term is
nerd.
NRFB.
How can you be
NRFB.
You petty fuck.
NRFB. NRFB. You have ruined the collector's value!
Hi, dude. I was in the bathroom. I noticed you had a pretty nice Spider-Man in a frame on the wall, so I took it down and started reading it. God damn, that Spidey's a fun fella.
Always hot glue your
It's in
pictures
some kind
down
of
in the
glass
bathroom.
sleeve. It said very fine. 8 out of 10.
That thin
I
glass.
took out, I hope you don't mind, but I tore out the ad for Twinkies. That Twinkie ad always makes me laugh.
Some of those comics have the little thing you can send out for like 3D glasses, and I want a pair of those. So keep your eyes out for that.
Do you know, oddly enough, all those ads in the old comic books of the 70s, if you send away for them, they still send you the stuff. There's some old Jewish man in New York. Oh, we got another submarine kit built in your house. Quick, give me the PDF.
A what?
What?
He's modernized.
Was that
He's
Rabbi
not going to send you
McGinty?
actual plans. He's going to send you a PDF.
Why does almost every side character from our huge lexicon of archetypes always seem to have like grew up a couple of summers on Southern Ireland? Like even Jim Macon sounds like he could, he's got a little leprechaun in him.
Well, the Irish are friends to all the world. And so our influence is found in places like Jamaica.
Which world?
Where, and here's the thing. The thing about Jim Macon that people don't know is Jim Macon is Irish. He's an Irish chiropractor that works in Jamaica. So he's not racist at all that Jim Macon is from Jamaica, because really he's from Ireland, where he got training as a chiropractor, and he now treats Rastafarians' back issues in Jamaica with natural herb remedies and alignment adjustments. Pretty straightforward.
Alignment adjustments.
Yep.
You work at a body shop?
You weren't straight
For your
enough.
car or your back. He's versatile. In Jamaica, you got a lot of side gigs.
Chiropractors are homophobic. Thank you.
I thought they just didn't like milk. I thought they just didn't like milk. Chiropractics. So, Aster 6, to answer your question when you said what, chiropractic doctors believe that dairy products, especially milk and cheese, are incredibly bad for you. And they put on pretentious airs when they're also pretending that they're real doctors, and they try to explain this shit to you.
Well, yeah, they're chiropractors. Their entire livelihood is on people's bones going sour.
It's based on a lie.
It's
based on a lie.
I don't know. What do you people have against cheese? What is everybody's problem with cheese?
Cheese is wonderful. I have no problem with it. I'm not a chiropractor.
No one's talking to you. I'm asking the royal you. Why can't we just enjoy cheese? But the Orthodox cheese on Wednesday.
We do enjoy our cheeses.
The vegans don't eat cheese because they're against abortion in cows, but they're for abortion in humans, which is confusing. So I guess it means we can eat human cheese as long as we don't eat cow cheese. I don't understand fucking cheese. What's wrong?
If you think about it, the whole reason we have this pronoun problem today is because of kings and queens.
New York?
No, like a king's pronouns are we and were. Okay? We are displeased. We were unhappy with the pheasant, lamb, moose. And that's where all this pronoun shit started.
What does it have to do?
And I think that's a problem.
No, I was talking about cheese, peas.
Right, and cheese, obviously, if you can't see the correlation between using someone's proper pronouns and the delicious food item of cheese, I don't know how to explain it to you. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that those two things are you don't need to explain one. Why you would segue from a cheese bit to a pronoun bit is so obvious to the average listener. This is why maybe hosting isn't your thing, and maybe like a couple more guest spots.
Really?
Maybe
After
Fox wants to
Orthodox
have a little
Cheester
vacation,
weekend,
and you could like be the host and smoke his cigarettes while he's gone, like Joan Rivers via Johnny Carson. But don't ask me why I would start talking about royal pronouns after you discuss cheese, the food of kings and queens, and not see the correlation. I almost, I like to do the show with smart people.
Wait. Brings me to my favorite part of the show. It's Proving Grounds, where we are going to have Aster 6. Now, since we're all warmed up and ready, you lubed up your joke hole there, Peas? God.
Oh, it took me a long time to correlate the cheese and the king thing. I was up against the ropes for a couple minutes, but I'm good now. Let's do it.
Is this microphone even on?
Yeah, you just got to talk like right into
certainly
it.
is.
Okay, I gotta be right up in it.
We can hear you in the monitors this week. So.
All right, cool. Well, we got a food pantry that's been accused of being a communist group.
Sounds right.
I'm sorry. Apparently, that was a joke.
Yeah, I worked all day on that.
They're out there putting out the people's cheeses.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. That one. All right. Well, that'll warm you up. Here we
I
go.
didn't even get an air horn. Come on.
I can't do two things at once.
What are you talking about? You sit here and knit.
Well, I can't tonight. So, okay. We have a man punched in the head by Mike Tyson on an airplane.
Sounds right.
Other passengers demand to get punched by Iron Mike too. Why did that guy get punched? I want to get punched by Iron Mike. I need money.
Put your mask back on.
I like that one. Okay.
I specifically ordered the thicken.
Is
thicken,
T
that's
change,
good.
sir? Are you participating?
Of course, he's in the game.
We'll see. He's not very smart.
Oh, I don't know if his microphone is on because I can't hear him.
He's being quiet.
Next headline.
All right.
He's
so we
hurt
got-
his feelings.
Oh.
What? Feelings? Who? Where?
Did you have a joke, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Press him for it.
I forgot.
Did you come up with one yet?
I forgot.
Get this cigarette if you tell me a joke.
I forgot. Move on to the next one. I lose.
All right. I was just checking. I didn't know if you wanted to play. Okay, we got 500 pounds of marijuana was scattered across an interstate.
That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Cleanup crew effort sponsored by This Mile adopted by Tommy Chong. There we go.
Oh!
There we go.
Nice. Well crafted.
He's Canadian.
Joke
He
of the
paid for
day,
it.
right there.
Thank you. We
Joke of
saved
the day,
joke. We
right
saved
there.
it. We made it. We made it.
Nice.
You got one?
No.
You got a joke yet?
On. Move on to the winner. Good lord, why would you stop?
You're so witty.
All right, Arizona tea founder has refused to raise prices.
Knows that tea only costs 3 cents a bottle to make. He can eat some losses.
When I hear Arizona and tea, I don't think of beverages.
The demand for the Jasmine variety in Las Vegas is skyrocketed.
Yeah. Oh,
T stands for turquoise.
You decided. Thanks for participating. We'll send you a trophy.
Little one? Can I get one with a little car on it?
No. That would identify a gender. Our participation trophies are gender neutral.
Oh, can you read the Arizona headline again?
Well, the Arizona tea founder won't raise prices.
Will remove just a teensy bit
Expects
from cans
local
of Arizona tea. Thank you.
Expects
Thank you.
local whores to return the favor.
Just hand them out now.
Yeah, give
Give
right.
them to them
Participation trophy. All right,
for the snowflakes.
Sure, fine, whatever. Firefighters battle heavy smoke at a burning medical cannabis dispensary.
One more time.
Firefighters battle heavy smoke at a medical cannabis dispensary.
Neighbors demand they stop fighting the fire immediately.
Fire chief says, yeah, it took us 6 days to put it out and 17 crews, but we finally knocked that fucker down.
That's where I was going. I was. It took us 4 hours to put it out, but we were there for 12. We had to find someone to drive home. And that's Proving Grounds! Woo!
That's
part of the show. Yeah, so of course that leaves us with only one teensy little bit of show left to do, and that's where Peas tells you what he's sorry for. And my favorite part of the show, Peas' apologies. Take it away, you handsome Greville.
Well, first of all, kids, you know right off the bat, I'm going to apologize for allowing a Cohen and eavesdropper into our sacred meeting spot. And I'll get to the bottom of this eventually, but on the same token, I'm going to apologize to that Cohen and eavesdropper because I was a little hard on him, and he's actually a pretty nice guy. He's not as handsome as the Peas, but he's a close second. And even though he seems to have some kind of weird fetish for Stretch Armstrong knit in the box, we're not going to hold that against him because we're Backman people here. The arch enemy of Stretch Armstrong, the shittiest toy ever made. And while we don't own Slinkies, and we're sorry for that, we do have stunts, shints, whatever they call them in Carrots' veins, that keep her living and keep her going, and they're kind of slinky looking. So it wasn't a lie as much as it was a not wanting to disclose any HIPAA information. And for that, I'm sure you understand, in this day and age of privacy that we all covet so closely and keep so dear to our heart, no one knows Peas' real address, 6428 Dobie Peak Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada 89108. And nobody knows anything else about anybody else because we value our BitChain logic privacy wallets that we keep all our future Bitcoins in that we haven't earned yet, but we're sure to get because the government looks out for you. The government's your friend. The government's keeping you out of Ukraine and Russia. We're such great people, the American people. We love everything that's fat and gooey and good, and for that, I'm sorry. Because all this shit is ours. Get your own stuff. We do have some Stretch Armstrongs we'll give you. Because let's be honest, it's a shitty toy. And that's our show, kids. And this is Jim Macon, chiropractor from Ireland, who practices in Jamaica, man, saying you and your friends don't drink dairy and get your car tires and your back aligned at Jim Macon's alignment shop. We don't discriminate against digital beings.
Wow, Peas. I'm making a movement right now. Subject to phrase, did you got anything for the kids on our way out tonight?
Get a bow.
Well, I accept your apology, Peas. I still hope we can be friends someday. I'm just sorry that I'm too stupid for you.
Well, it's not the stupidity as much as the lack of wit.
Well, I'm sorry.
If that helps.
That's his job. Which brings us to the very end of this week's episode of Time for the Show, a production of Hypercube Labs. Find out more about Hypercubism at www.hypercubego.com. And while you're there, be sure to click the Discord button and join the Hypercom and meet the Peas Pals and Truly Chewleys. I was going to talk about that earlier. Don't forget, kids, if you're in the Hypercom, make sure to head over to the Crew Cube and pledge your allegiance to either Handsome Peas #1 or the truliest of true Chewleys, and join your faction today. Again, go to Hypercom. That's discord.hypercubego.com. And we broadcast every week on freethinkradio.com. Thanks again to Dr. Ellis and Martha Arthur for putting up with us. Make sure to check out illuminatedpaths.bandcamp.com. The new Papa Wheelie album, Abuse, from 20 years ago, available. And also look up Hypercube on there and grab yourself a copy of Feast of the End Times, collecting the best of time for the show, which was obviously before tonight, right? And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. Everyone goes on about ring the bell. Ring the bell. Just go in the comments. If you're watching this show right now, you go into the comments and you say Dr. Fox was absolutely wrong about that. You go and make that comment right now. And we'll see you next week on Time for the Show. Bye-bye, kids.
Subject to phase. I thought it was subject to change. Did you change your name recently, or have I just got it wrong this whole time? For like the last year and a half.
I've been trying to correct you, but every time I try to correct you, you just go on about how you think that I'm a cow and an eavesdropper.
Yeah. Have you thought about changing it to subject to change, just so I'm right more often?
I've considered it, but the thing is, I joined Peas' pals, and you're still not my friend. So
no, I'm your friend, and actually, I engaged you. I engaged you at the end of the show because I wanted to tell you I was a little hard on you. I'm hard on everybody at first. I love you. You are a good friend, and you're a good guy, and I hope that I didn't hurt you. In all sincerity.
Talking about what?
Really, you're gonna...
Because those are really different words.
Cohen.
You know
it's
that's
Cohen,
right? No, it's a what?
Yeah, the word means trees.
No. Hold on. I'm using the Masonic reference. Hold now. And I love her way more than I love you.
That's my name.
Just a second. I'm gonna look it up. Right now.
I drove an $80,000 BMW.
Yeah, it's C-O-W-A-N.
C-O-W-A-n.
Does that seem
clear?
clear?
To
help us, not to fuck us up. What you're hired for is to help us.
Yeah. Kind of lame.
It's part of the Masonic duties of the Tyler.
Are we still?
So let's